It's Crystal Palace at home. This, of course, is going to be a tough game. Palace have had a good start to the season. They drew their game on the weekend at home against Bournemouth. But listen, that's no shame. Bournemouth are a very good side at the moment. They've beaten Liverpool this season. They come to our place. They've got serious weapons in players like Mateta. I mean, it's going to be a good test for Gabriel and Saliba and co at the back. But how are you guys feeling ahead of this game? And also, I'm going to put a conundrum. I was putting this to a lot of fans last night. I'm going to put it to you first, Curtis, right? Let me go with this position. Left back, Miles Lewis-Skelly or Ricardo Calafiori? Who would you start in this game? And tell us what you're expecting about the game.
Yeah, thanks for asking me first, by the way.
No problem.
You stitched me up. Listen, I was thinking, put a bit of pressure on Jack, you know what I mean? Get him in there. Ooh! But, no, for me, listen, whoever I say here, people are going to be in the comments, how can you pick him over him? I would pick Lewis-Skelly, personally. Either one's going to feel harsh because Calafiori's had a really good start to the season. Lewis-Skelly's just come in and had a great game. I just think at home against Palace, I think we'll have a lot of the ball. And I think Lewis-Skelly is I think in that sort of game, he offers you a bit more. Listen, Calafiori's had a brilliant season for us, to be honest. I still feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes with Calafiori at left back, but then he has a good game and I'm like, okay, maybe you don't need to feel like that. But he's a bit of a wild horse, isn't he? You know, he runs all over the place, but Arteta wants him to set up like that. So, but I'm a big fan of Lewis-Skelly, man. In terms of Palace, Palace play Thursday night in the Conference League. So we've got 48 hours more rest than them. And they're obviously trying to win the Conference League as well. So they're putting out strong teams for that. They haven't got a great deal of squad depth. And football's strange, you know. This might end up being a harder game than Atletico. I know on paper it wouldn't appear it, but just that know-how, like you said, Mateta's just scored a hat-trick. Eddie Nketiah against his former club. Obviously, Eze, who we haven't really spoken about, you know, because Eze was kind of the one player last night that I came away a little bit underwhelmed again, you know. Started the game well, played that brilliant little through ball to Saka. And towards the game, he was just a bit like, he's had a quiet game all of a sudden, you know. Maybe Jack's...
I was about to say, don't get into you guys.
Listen, we're still hoping he's going to obviously get better over time, but I think this is a massive game, by the way. I know every game, like we said, every game's a must-win and we can't drop points to anybody at the moment, but this is another test that we've got to overcome. But, yeah, I expect us to win. We're just, to be honest, anybody we play at home, I expect us to beat them.
Okay.
Anybody.
Okay.
You know, so I expect that again.
All right, what about you, Jack? Eze or Marino?
I'm not going to answer that, guys. Come on. No, I think it'll be a tough game. In all seriousness, it'll be a tough game. Like you said, Palace been in great form this season. I do think that the rest will be a big thing for us, especially where Palace aren't used to playing in Europe in general anyway. So that added factor of it being a new experience for them. And then, yeah, the rest factor. I mean, they weren't the best against Bournemouth in their last game. Obviously, they came away with a draw and they could have nicked it at the end. But they definitely didn't look as solid as they have done this season. So maybe that's something we could exploit. Down to the left-back issue, I mean, I think it's just a flip of a coin for me at the moment. I mean, my heart says Miles, my head says it's Calafiori. I think it's harsh to drop either. I think it was harsh to drop Miles at the start of the season anyway, off the back of what he was doing last season. But then Calafiori sort of came in and sort of wowed us all, and we were like, oh, okay, maybe we can't drop this guy either. And then Miles has come back in last night and reminded us what he's got in the tank, and we're sort of like, oh, we need him back in now. Palace's system is sort of like 3-5 back sort of and one. They do attack the wide areas a lot, and I do think that maybe Calafiori can offer a bit more solidarity in them wide areas sometimes. Lewis-Skelly can get caught by them through balls sometimes with his positioning. But either way, I think Lewis-Skelly's driving into midfield would be an asset against Palace. Calafiori's random 40-yard shots would be an asset. So I think, like I said, yeah, it's a flip of a coin. But yeah, should win. I also like to mention that our good friend AGT, in the midst of his anger over the weekend, has made a £20 bet with me that Crystal Palace are going to beat Arsenal. So I'm not sure if the mist was covering his eyes there, but he's very confident.
All right, I think he's speaking out of a lot of hate because they beat them, right? But it's going to be. Listen, it will be a tough game, Lee. Right? I'm not going to ask you about the that Calafiori or Miles Lewis-Skelly because you gave me your answer last night in the interview where you said you go with Calafiori. What I'm going to ask you about is Martinelli or Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard with the winner, don't forget, against Fulham. But Martinelli brilliant last night. Which out of those two do you start for this game?
This is where it gets difficult because I've actually said the reasons that I feel Calafiori over Miles is because he's been playing really, really well, and it would be harsh to leave Trossard out for because he scored the winner against Fulham. I didn't think he was great though. I don't think I think that the levels that Calafiori's putting in is the levels that Miles Lewis-Skelly has gone to. They're both pushing each other. I feel on that left-hand side, I felt that, Trossard scored goals and's done well, but I don't think he's nailed in a position or a performance like what I see yesterday. He's done well, but I don't think he's hit those heights of that performance. So as much as it would be harsh on Trossard, I would go Martinelli because, the performance yesterday was up there. I think Trossard's been a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Nothing wrong with that. But that was a 9 out of 10 performance yesterday, and I think that he deserves another go. I don't know if he will, though. I think maybe the Trossard will come back. It's hard if you say to him. I don't know what the manager says to the player. I'm resting you for this game. I don't know if there's promises like, but you'll be in the next game. I know team managers do that. I don't know. So you leave yourself open for that, or you just say, right, that's the team for today, and then it leaves yourself options in there. I
think the good thing. Sorry to cut into you, Lily. I think the good thing is that he does have a game on Wednesday. That game against Brighton, which is that's another important game. So it's Carabao Cup. He does have that game to say to whoever he leaves out, say, right, you're in for that one.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't I don't know, didn't bring on Trossard yesterday, kept Martinelli on for the whole 90, so maybe we'll go back to the Trossard way. I don't know. For me, I personally go Martinelli, but I think he'll probably go with I think probably he'll go with Trossard. But Curtis is the one for this. He predicts teams, doesn't he? And gets
that's right. He was boasting about it at the start of the show, and that's so.
I wanted a point.
Cheers, boys.
Well, you ain't getting a point for it. And so, which one do you think he's going to go for?
Yeah, come on.
No, you got to give me time to think, man. Do you know what? Listen, for me, he's got to play Martinelli, man. I think with what you said there, I think with Calafiori and Skelly, they've both played really well. I know Trossard's got a few goals, but I haven't seen Trossard play as well as Martinelli played yesterday. I just haven't seen it. And I think sometimes, Martinelli's searching for form. He's just had a great game. I think to put him on the bench, let him go. I'd play him, definitely play him. I think Calafiori will play, by the way, at left back. Because of Ismail Assar and the threat that he's got down that side and Calafiori's defensive attributes, I think he'll go Calafiori and Martinelli.
I also feel like as well, the height might come into play. You've got Mateta up there. They've got a fairly big side, haven't they? So maybe you can't say the strength because Miles Lewis-Skelly's as strong as anybody. You know what I mean? So, but it's going to be really interesting to see who he goes with. I've got another conundrum for you guys, right? I need your help. I need your guys' help on this. Yeah. So I've got to go to Egypt, this weekend. Yeah. For a very important conference I've got to go to, right? But I'm back on Sunday, yeah? My flight gets in at 12:35. The game kicks off at 2. Will I make it? How do I make it? Right, give me some tips, man. I've got to make this game, man. I need your help, right?
Hand luggage.
What's my strategy? Hand luggage only.
Where'd you land from?
Land at Heathrow. So 12:35. Go get through that customs quickly, right? And then, like you said, Jack,
at the front of the plane.
so what? One case, one hand.
You need hand luggage only. Get at the front of the plane, so you know when you're getting off, you can just dash out the door quickly.
Yeah.
And then have your driver on standby, mate. Have your Uber on standby.
Lee,
and you might make
Lee,
you might get there 20 minutes in.
If you can wait outside for me, Lee, in your car. You're laughing about.
I don't think he's joking.
I'm being serious, mate. What's that?
I think if Jack's got a great point there. 1K, don't do a Cecil, right? Get yourself down, like So like, I always think it's an hour to get out.
An hour.
Well, like when time the plane lands, they never land on time, do they? Like, you know what I mean? Let's be honest, and you have to wait around a little bit. You've got to give yourself an hour. So that's 1:30.
Oh.
You've got half hour to get there. You probably miss 10 minutes.
You're going to miss kickoff. Yeah, you're going to miss kickoff.
God.
You know what? This guy, his problems are like...
problem, by the way, guys?
Being flown out to Egypt and I might miss kickoff. Like, we don't feel sorry for you, bro. You know what I mean?
No, we don't really.
Don't feel sorry for you. No, we don't.
You think an hour? Because even the other day... Do you know what, right? The other day I came back. I went to France. I came back from Cannes, yeah? It's an EasyJet flight. And I'm calling them out now, yeah? Right? Everything... on time. Got back to it was Luton Airport he flew into. Got in on time. Right? Got through customs quickly. Brilliant. Took an hour for them to bring the bags out. 1 hour. So that's right, you're right, Jack. I definitely got to adopt the strategy of like just hand luggage only. Right?
We need to start playing violins for him, guys. So all these countries he's flying to, you know how long it takes to get off the plane.
Hey, bro, it's business, man. We've got to take care of business around here. You know what I mean? We're trying to expand. We're trying to get the thing global. You know what I mean? Expand the thing out. You know what I mean? So, but I'm a bit worried now about after. No, it's not going to take an hour to get out, man. Not if I.
Well, Ryan reckons you got no chance. He sent a message. Watch it on your phone. You got no chance.
Well, Ryan, where's he been recently? What's he know?
Well, I don't know.
All right. Let's see how that works out. I'll let you guys know on Monday, right? When we're back in the studio on Monday, I'll let everybody know if I made it back. Actually, maybe we should run a poll or something. Will I make it to the game in time? Yes or no, right?
Yeah.
But let's get into well, first of all, we're going to do predictions. Let's take a look at everybody's predictions for the Atletico Madrid game. Right, Curtis, you went with 2-1. Lee went with 2-0. And Jack went with 1-0. I went with 2-1. All of us got the Arsenal win right, so we've all gained a point, but none of us got that exact score. I think if anyone, when we were doing the predictions, had said 4-0, they probably would have got laughed at. Yeah. So we've all got a point each.
I'll get an extra half for being the closest.
You know, where you keep making this, because we weren't on the previous one, he's making all of his stuff up. What point for him being the closest?
I know. And why
I just
you
want to say, just before we say anything, can you just have a look down on the bottom right corner, here? Can you see that? Right?
Yeah, I know, man. I've seen it. How much you paid him for
I love Ryan. Ryan, you're number one. Don't worry about that. Well done. Look at that.
Hey, and by the way, I should be top of the league on alphabetical order. Why are you putting Robbie top of the league, right? You know what I mean? Just because he's, in charge of
Age first.
Yeah, that's right, like Jack.
Seniority.
Yeah. But giving the academy kid a chance, let me sit the top for a bit.
Man.
I should be top of the league judges. You know what I mean? What is going on? Right?
All right, so let's get our predictions in for this week. So let's start with Jack. Right, your predictions for the game, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace.
He's bottom of the league with.
He's crumbling, Lee. Look, yeah, you go.
I
don't
tell
know what
you
to
what,
say now.
Robbie, like, I mean,
The
I
pressure.
tell you what, like, you know.
3-0. Why not?
Oh, it's gone bold.
Gone bold.
It's a
Clean
good
sheet
one,
again. Couple of goals. 3-0.
All right, Lee.
Oh, Jack, that's a good shout. 2-0.
Ah, bloody hell, I was going to go.
2-0. Curtis.
I was going to go with that as well. Do you know what? He's got a star, so I'll match him up so he don't get away. I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, you know, I like that 2-0. But I have to go something, something different. 3-1. 3-1. I go 3-1. All right. So, yeah, I'll go 3-1.